Right boys, thanks for the comments. There's some good ideas in there. The little slots I was on about on the hubs, which are those, which I didn't know what they was for. Apparently there's a real thin locking washer that goes on them, if you care to use them, that is. But I don't think we're going to bother, so we'll not worry about cutting them slots unless somebody tells me differently. Oops, just set a bit of a distance on it. I don't know why I'm bothering with it. Just use a bloody scale. So I think this is going to finish somewhere between 5 and 6 inches long. As you can see, we're not too fussed really. So just put a witness mark there. Put 3mm cut on and see what that does. Way too fast. I was going to run with a centre in, but I can't because the cross slide is in such a way that it'll actually run into it. So, but I think we'll be okay doing it without it. It cuts pretty easy, this stuff, so. God, it's bloody cold in here. A bit late in the day, to be honest. It's 4 o'clock just gone. Right, we'll keep whittling this down till we get it cleaned up down about 30mm, 25-30mm, something like that. We're just going to mark a few bits out on here, so I'll use my old set of calipers for this. So none of these measurements I'm going to do here are set in stone. 50mm for that, and we want another 12. So that part's going to be what runs along the top of the wheel balancer. That's going to be the little threaded bit, and I think for the time being that'll be enough as far as marking up goes in a minute, so we'll just touch off there. Even though I've marked it, I'm still going to put carriage dial on here to machine to. Now what I did this morning, I did actually come in here and I had a tinker around with that taper and I altered it just ever so slightly and I got it so it was, well, I can't get it any better than it is now. It's absolutely spot on. So I'll just set this going. What I also did, I realised last night that the nut that I'm going to put on here to hold the hub on, Dave mentioned on his comment that, or was it his email, I can't remember, but I don't actually have to put a nut on it, to be honest, because the taper will hold it on there. But I'm going to put a nut on it anyway, but I've just made it a normal, this is a M12 by 1.75. It's not left-handed, but then again it doesn't need to be on the Arbour. So this wants to finish at 10mm. I'm going to rough it down to about 11, 10 and a half, something like that. And then before we do any sort of final finishing, got 3mm off this time. Yeah, before I do any final finishing, I think I'll try my high-speed steel tool and see if I get a really nice finish. It'd be handy if I did. So I'm going to try and get this side to 10mm finished and that other end at 10mm without taking it out of the lathe. Yeah, I think we'll be alright. Yeah, can you see? Right, we'll get on a bit further. Oh yeah, that bit there, need to machine that down to 12mm and then we'll screw cut that M12. So these are 3mm cuts. When I get a little bit closer I won't be taking anywhere near as heavy cuts because I don't want to risk anything moving. Right, carry on a bit more. Right, we've got a bit of high speed steel in now. Just going to increase my speed a little bit and drop my feed down. LS4W. So we are at 1089. I want to finish this bit here at 10mm up to there, and we'll see how it goes. If it looks like it's running out, but it isn't, it's the centre hole. I'm going to say we'll see how it turns, and we'll decide whether to try and go direct for the 10mm or whether I go down to just over 10mm and then polish the last bit off. That feels like a bearing surface, that's as smooth as glass. God, that is leaving a fantastic. I have just given that tool a bit of a tickle with a diamond stone. They're the ones I use for, you see that? For doing my, touching the tools up, they're brilliant. You get them in a set, fine, medium, coarse and extra coarse or something like that. The reason I picked 10mm for that is because that's going to be an M12 thread, so I didn't want the threading tool to mar this up. 10.63. Right, so let's take 0.3. See what that does. One of the lads on the comments mentioned about this hex bar that it could be in a pre-annealed state. 10.36. I'm going to go for 0.3. He could have a point. I think he mentioned something he'd seen on an Avon video where he'd had some similar stuff, so I'm only surmising this because I don't really know, but does he mean that you could make something out of this and then harden it? So I presume that's what he meant, but I might be wrong. Somebody can let me know, I suppose, in the comments, can't they? See what we get on the end. 10.065, that would be, wouldn't it? 10.05. So let's put 0.02 on there. remember our American friends that 0.1 of a millimetre is just under 4/10,000ths of an inch. So just under 4/10. So if I can finish this out at 10.01, that's less than half a thou above 10 mil. But that is leaving a super glass finish. If I put my 400 grit emery on there, it's going to make that dull. Because it's that, it wouldn't finish it any better than that is. High speed steel crossed with soft steel equals good finish. Oh, look at that. That's about 2/10 over 10 mil at that end. That's about 4/10 over. I'm going to let that run down at that same setting. I think that's what 2/10 worth of dust look like. We just need to clean up that little face there and machine that part down to 12 mil. I think once we've got this down to 12 mil and these two faces cleaned up, we'll maybe cut the taper next. And what will we do then, Al? Providing that goes alright, I might put this M12 thread on here, and then all we've got to do is machine the back side of it. Break some of these sharp edges off, of course. Let's just have a final check of that and see where we ended up. Smack on 10. Smack on 10. Al's a happy bunny. Right, let's just reset this. So we want to go forward. What did I say it was? 12 mil. 10, 11, 12. I think. No, I made it 13. Just to give me that little bit extra. Fine line between not trying to get too carried away with this, because it is only a balancing Arbour, I've got to keep telling myself. And distances along the length of it are not that important. Outside diameters in the taper are. So we're looking for 12 mil here, and this is not quite as important as anything else, because this is just for the nut to screw on. 12.53. I'm going to go for 0.4. I'm going to move that camera in a second. Let this run to the end. Right, just going to move this camera a little bit. Hopefully we'll get to see a bit more now. .1206. Moved it. Shit. That might be too much, but it's not going to matter. That's just going to have a thread on it. Yeah, it was a bit deep, but it's only for that thread to go on, so there's nothing really lost there. Don't know why I'm bothering with that, there's just another thread cut on it. I think what I should do is I'll use the same tool that I was using yesterday to cut that taper. When I'm getting pretty close, I'm going to swap back round to that piece of high-speed steel. Right, just going to have a bit of a move around. Now I'll have to see what happens here, chaps, because the way I normally set my camera, I use the autofocus to get it on whatever it is I want to film, and then I switch it to manual focus to try and stop it from hunting in and out. But I don't know what's going to happen here. I've slow that down a bit. I've left it on autofocus. And a little carriage spanner. We'll lock the carriage. Right, we'll go with 1mm cuts. We are pretty much there, to be honest. It just wants about 1/2 mil off it. So what we'll do, we'll take a nice slow cut with my little drill on the power feed again, or using it as the power feed. Keep a constant turn like that, we'll end up with a really nice finish. Don't laugh at my crude way of measuring it. I know it's not how you would measure tapers, but for what we're doing, it's going to be close enough. Now that should be pretty much there. I'm going to put just a few tenths on that, just see if we can get just that slightly bit better finish. We'll go a little bit quicker this time. And we'll have a test fit and see if what we did yesterday is replicated onto this. I've still got my engineer's glue out as well, so right there, chaps. Right, I'll move this lot out of the way and then we'll reposition the camera a little bit. The moment of truth. Oh. I don't think we're going on quite far enough. Doesn't want much there. I haven't put any blue in it, the blue's in it from yesterday. You can see what we've got now, look. And if this went on that little bit further. Right, I'll stop filming a minute, I'll just take a little bit more off here and see if we can get it to go back just that bit more. Right, another go at it. Put a little bit more blue in the thing there. Just nicely forward. What do you reckon, boys? And that's not got a lot of blue in it either. Don't take a notice of this on the edge, that's from last night. I maybe didn't mention before, how can we see inside the hub? You see now there's a recess on the taper. I believe, and I'm not sure, but I believe that's to stop it from getting too tight on the machine, to enable it to come off that bit better. I might be wrong, I'm sure someone will tell us. And we can see in there, and the recess where the nut sits, I'm just slightly, we're inside it by about 1.5 mm. So, yeah. I think I can say Al's pleased with that. So, right, I think before, it's a lovely finish as well. Dave mentioned in his email what he sent me that if I'd have had a slight deviation on this taper and I was struggling to get it there, he says what you can do is get some really fine emery cloth and just put it underneath, use one of your parallels with it on it, so you're pressing a perfectly flat surface on there and you can just take away the little bit that you need to get off. But fortunately for us, we don't even have to worry about that, do we? Because that's absolutely on the money, that is. For me anyway. So let's clear some of them chips out there. Right, what we're going to do next, Al, should we put that M12 thread on there? Yeah, sounds like a plan. These tool holder I made ages ago, they've worked really well. It's got all the angles built into the tool holder. They do go well. Right, stop waffling. Let's get some screw cutting done. Okay, I think we're about ready to go. Let's do a scratch pass, shall we, and see where that gets us. $1.75 on the money. Right, put that down there. So this thread on this in the book says it's 1.07. So that means I'm going to have to go in about 2.14 on the dial. Ah, hang on, one thing I didn't look at. I need to see what number I can drop on. I can drop on 1 and 3. You would if you put a cut on now. Wait for my number. So we got half a mil there I've put in. Wait for my number. I went to the Joe Pye School of Threading. Took a bit of getting used to threading this way on. But I've got to be honest that once I got in the swing of it, never looked back. No need to cut relief holes or anything, or relief slots should I say. No worrying about crashing into anything that way. I've had a few cock-ups to start with, as you do, but I think that was me just rushing a bit. Let's give a little bit of a oily mess on there, shall we? So we're at 2 mil deep now. Just realised something. I've took that thread there, that bar down there to 10 mil. I hope it's small enough to go through the nut. If not, we'll have to turn that down a bit. 2.1. Right, we're at 2.14 where it says in the book. Of course, now you can't see bugger all, can you? Yeah, it's catching there, look. I'll have to machine this down to say 9.5. Oh, ow, you donkey bollocks. Oh, why did I not think of that? Oh well, never mind. Yeah. Now, here's the dilemma, chaps. Do you edge your bets a little bit like I'm thinking now, because I know that when I thread to whatever depth it tells me in the Zeus book or Machinery's handbook, I know the nut never goes on. I always have to go deeper. Now I'm at the depth there that the Zeus book is telling me. And I'm just trying to think how much deeper I normally end up going. I normally end up going at least 0.2, 0.3 deeper. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. Then at least if I just machine this down a little bit so the nut goes on, the nut should go on there. If it doesn't, I have got an M12 die somewhere, but I don't think it might be a 1.5, not a 175. There's always some, isn't there? Now that takes us down to 2.2. What was it I was just saying about not having a problem threading this way? Well, it's not the fault of that, is it? That's going to take me to 2.4. I'm going to do a couple of spring passes at that. One more. Right. I'll stick you lads back up on the tailstock. Yeah, they're nice and pointy. I think it'll go on there. If not, I'll run a die on it if I've got one. If I haven't, I'll have to reset the threading tool up once. I'll stick you guys back on the tailstock. We'll put the bit of high-speed steel back in. Which, what will I do with that? Maybe put that out, you donkey. And then we'll just take that down a little bit. So we'll just reposition the camera, and then off we go again. Different sort of speed going in, I think. So back down to there. What did I run at before? About 4, wasn't it? LS 8W. Stop just there. Took a little narrow cut down there first. Narrow? Narrow? Light cut. We'll stick a mic on it and see what we've got. Back a touch. Tilt you up a bit. It's a bit of a shame about that cock up on it, really, because it's all going so well. Well, there you go. Oh. I must remember that. What did I say it should have been? 2.14 and I went to 2.4. You want to take really an extra... We're getting that situation. There is just the tiniest little bit of movement in that. Just how you'd want it really. Right. Let's get this machine down to a reasonable number, shall we? So what we got now? We're at 976. I think we'll go for 9.5. So I want 0.26 off it. I'm going to just put in 0.2 there. See what that leaves us. $955 there. $953 there. So I'm going to take that end as my go-to measurement. I'll put just 0.02 on there, so we'll see if that... I'll maybe have to run it down again at the same setting just to get this end in line with that end. Pity about them little marks in it there. I could get rid of them, I suppose, if I took it down to 9mm, but I don't suppose that bit's going to really matter, is it? Oh, 2/200ths of a millimetre over there, 1/100ths over there. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to let it run down there again at the same setting. I'm just going to run over the top of these threads with a file, maybe a little bit of Scotch-Brite, just a bit tidy up around there, and then decide what I'm going to do on the back here, and then I'll bring you back when we get to that bit. That's where the hub comes up to. I didn't put any more blue on it, but you can see it's still transferred in the same place, and the blue's even thinner now, so that's really good. That's a Sharpie mark I put in round the back of it, round the back of the hub. So we can go from about there that way and just machine this down. Let's have a few more ripples on, shall we? I reckon from about there. That's my other gauge. Yeah. See, it looks a little bit duller now. I went over it with a bit of Scotch-Brite just to take the fuzzy bits off that thread. better put myself a dial gauge at the back of the carriage so I don't come back too far. Right. There'll be a little bit of messing about now, isn't there, getting that back down, that back piece of the machine down. But we'll get it. Everything's still running through. Right, I'll keep working this and then we'll come back when I get a bit close to the end. Well, there it be, boys. Done. If I was going to make this again, I think what I would do, I'd make the bolt big enough that it's near enough filled that way it come through, you know, so I could, if you see what, if I could make these bigger so it wasn't quite so flimsy. I mean, it should be okay, but this steel is so soft, I've got to be honest, I'm a bit worried if I drop it, it'll bend it quite easily. What we're doing, got the wrong nut. Typical, isn't it? You make yourself a nut. Oh, there it is. Pull up on that. So I've got the tops of these to grind off yet. But that'll do that, won't it? Well, it's got the wheel and that on it. Apart from those couple of little marks there where I come through with the threading tool. Yeah. Right, now I need to decide what I'm going to do next, because do I finish off my blocks that I was making, you know, the precision tool blocks? So I've got one left to drill and tap and everything. I'll get that done, because I'm going to give one of the blocks to my friend Robin as a gift, because he's helped me out quite a lot recently with my vehicles, my van and my car. So I need to get that drilled and tapped, and both blocks then ground to suit. Now, Dave has mentioned to me about balancing these wheels. He's against drilling holes in the side of the wheel because he's worried about the wheel breaking up. Yeah, I suppose it all depends who you talk to, doesn't it? Because I see quite a few people that drill them and they don't seem to have any problems. What Dave has done, that was going to be a flange wheel, but the threads aren't there. He's drilled lots of holes round. I don't know if you remember before I mentioned this about putting grub screws or something in so you could move the grub screws round as weights. Now that's what he's done, and he's sort of telling me that's what I should be doing. And I would never say that the guy's wrong. I mean, he's been at this for years, so if anybody's going to know, he is. Now the problem is I've got no grub screws. I ain't going to get any from anywhere because of the current situation. So I'll have a think about it tonight. I'll try and get this loaded up so you boys can have a watch, see what you think. Yeah, it didn't turn out too bad, did it? I've forgot to put the camera back on when I was doing this back end because it's so delicate and it was a bit bloody awkward, to be honest. And if you're filming when you're doing something like this, you'll make a mistake, and I've done it quite a few times because it's your mind's not on what you're doing. So anyway, see what you think, boys, have a look, I'll have a think tonight what I'm going to do next, whether I'm going to finish those blocks off or crack on making some new hubs. Tell me what you think, and then we'll go from there. So hit the thumbs up button at the bottom if you wouldn't mind, and then we'll see you on the next one. I'll try and get another one done in the next couple of days, and yeah, we'll go from there. Right then, boys and girls. Cheers.